Y'all don't remember how I does this? Good, I'ma remind you. It's been a while since I reviewed Miles. I had a good time too. If you loved me that time, I'm that times too. I work on my time to address bullshit when it's time to.
And it's time to.
This review is being brought to you by Exclusive Vodka. Exclusively yours. You had to have been drinking vodka to think this was good. I'll explain why exactly it's objectively flawed. It's this page here. It's been a few months since that psycho that called himself, pause right there. It's been a few months. We just dated the comic book. How many months is a few months? Well, he didn't say 1 month. He didn't say a couple months. He said a few. That's 3, 4, 5 would be too many, and that's not a few. So 3 or 4 months have passed. Enough for the mother to show a little bit. Enough for a season to change. So if you look at the outerwear of these characters, you could determine exactly what season it was. Genki was wearing shorts outside. Miles wore shorts outside. The trees had green leaves on them. It was the summer. Except that it wasn't the summer. Miles is writing in his journal, and we all know school goes on summer break during summer vacation. Now let's find a point of reference. Issue number 7 is where he got caught to begin the whole ordeal. And in this comic, you can see a woman wearing sleeveless shirt, sandals. It was the summer then too. We dated this comic book and it resulted in a flaw. I don't know how you could hand this in to your editors.
He don't need to know what I'm doing.
And they published it anyways. They must not be thinking with their heads. They must not know why we don't do things like age characters. They know not to, because that birthday balloon, we only had the single digit. We didn't have the second digit to his name. He turned 18. Did he turn 17 or 16? I'll get to that. We also, on the birthday cake, only had one number and not the other one. So it's like understanding the rule without understanding the wisdom behind the rule. Yes, we don't age characters. We don't put on tombstones dates. It'll say July 4th, 1920, Captain America was born. It'll never say the end date of when he died, because Marvel happens in the present. There's a 10-year sliding timeline where that's when Captain America came back out of the ice in 10 years ago. Spider-Man got bit 10 years ago. Iron Man came out the cave 10 years ago. All that 10 years ago. That's the understanding that fans have, not just the fans, but it's been... Dan Slott tweeted about it, so I know what happened. There's a 10 years timeline. This is official. To actually date the guys, but we didn't put the numbers there. We didn't put exactly what number he was. I mean, it doesn't take long for me to even figure that out. I went on Google. First page, and I trust my Google searches, it says that he came to the Earth 616 when he was 17 years old. He's 18. Khalas. He's 18 years old now. That's how old he is. He's an 18-year-old. It makes sense. He was in school. He gets good grades, so he didn't fail or flunk. He turned 18. That's the oldest you can be in high school. He turned an 18-year-old. Game, set, and match. It's open and shut case. Objectively flawed comic book. I did like the Stevie Wonder song, though. I didn't even need the writing underneath to explain. Yeah, I know the words. The lyrics, yeah. Artwork is good, too. Javier Garan, man, did Ant-Man and the Wasp, hooked me for life. I think I'm, like, following this artist until he writes, like, a DC book or something. I don't read DC. I wasn't insulting DC. I don't read DC. What else can I say that's good about the comic? Like, continuity and things like that matter to me. So that stuck out like a sore thumb. Ultimatum, yeah, we'll see where that goes. Wilson Fisk is evil as all hell. It was an okay story. I'm not even calling it bad. It was here. The extra story in the back with Starling, good to know if she's gonna be useful, but like, goddamn, a legacy villain now. We're getting legacy villains. Everyone complained about legacy characters when Marvel was on that kick, and it's like we're getting Vulture 2.0. Create, right? This is an off-topic thing, but this is the review. There is a thing in Marvel or everywhere where they want to own their own creations. So these writers sometimes just do stuff like this. It's legacy stuff. Because if I make a new one, I'm not going to be getting those royalty checks. So unless Marvel wants to pay me for inventing a new character, they feel like they shouldn't. And I'm not even mad at that.
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the business of it. So I'm just saying what I would prefer. And that's just a brand new villain, a brand new character, whether Starling is a villain or not. Thank you for watching my video. If you disagree with me in the comment section is where you do it. But I'm just really a big fan of continuity.